but like in our time with God,
Mm-hmm.
it's really heavy on scripture. Let's read a bunch of scripture. We find the devotional, check the boxes and all that. But prayer really does, like, you don't see it in the moment, and it's the thing that's like tacked on at the very end
Mm-hmm.
of devotional time or whatever that stuff looks like. Even in church services like that, like if you have like an altar call or a prayer time, it's like the last thing that ends all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I'm not here to like critique how prayer is used in services
Sure.
or in personal devotional time, but I can see how that stuff compounds over a long period of time to make prayer not seem as important. I would say that most Christians say prayer is important.
Yes, I think so.
100%. You wouldn't find people who say, "Yeah, no, prayer is not vital to the Christian life." But at the same time, I would say more Christians struggle with prayer than anything else. So
Oh,
they
sure.
struggle with scripture reading, yes. However, it's easier to get in the scriptures.
100%.
And I'm talking from my own personal experience too. Like I can get in the scriptures all day.
Mm-hmm.
The place that I struggle the most is in prayer life for some of these same exact reasons.
Yeah.
It's like there's gotta be some sort of result. At least when I read scripture, I can see it, or I'm like, hey, I finished this book of the Bible or this
Mm-hmm.
chapter, or I memorized this scripture.
Right.
I have it now. I've hidden it in my heart that I might not sin against God, right? Or I've consumed it, or it's my daily bread, whatever. Even past that, it's like I now have new revelation of scripture. I know what the author is saying. I
Right.
know how that
Yep.
can then apply to my life. And God definitely speaks to us through scripture.
Yes.
Like 100%. This is not a one's more important than
Sure.
the other. Just the reality is, I think like if you have a really solid time in scripture, but you struggle in prayer, you really are missing out on the fullness of what God of what a relationship with God would look like. And I just don't want you to miss out on that stuff.